Are you one of the 75% of contractors whose financial statements are inaccurate? Find out. Click on the link in the show notes and you'll get a free P&L and balance sheet check.
This is Contractor Sense with Ruth King.
Welcome to Contractor Sense. Here you discover ideas, tactics, news, and information that matters to your contracting business and you. I'm your host, Ruth King. This episode is sponsored by Financially Fit Business. Get the business tool that makes your financial statements come alive and helps you grow profitably, build wealth, and significantly impact your life and the lives of your employees. Go to www.financiallyfit.business and get started today. Thank you for joining us. Here is how we will help your business and you. If you're a plumber and want to enter the HVAC arena, or an HVAC company and wants to expand into electrical, or any trade wanting to expand to another trade, how do you do it? My guests, Levi and Cassi Torres, owner of High Five Plumbing, have expanded successfully into HVAC and electrical. They'll tell you how they did it. Levi and Cassi, welcome to Contractor Sense.
Hello, Ruth. Thanks for having us today.
My pleasure. It's nice to meet both of you virtually. So you started out in plumbing, correct?
Yeah, correct. We started High Five Plumbing in 2012.
Okay. What made you want to get into HVAC and electrical?
We pretty much wanted to make sure we had a really solid plumbing business before we really started to focus on other things, right? A lot of my mentors and stuff had told us that, if you start those other verticals too soon, then it's like a shiny object, right? And it's gonna affect your other divisions. And so we always really just had our mindset on plumbing. We really built plumbing. We did 8.3 million in plumbing alone in 2023. And so in the beginning of 2024, it was something that we started to contemplate and want to think about doing. And then we just had some really good people that happened to fall into place for us to be able to recruit and come and help us start these divisions. So it really kind of was a thing of we felt like the timing was good because of where our business was at, and we also had some really good who's that just happened to fall into our place at that point.
Cool.
Yeah, we really established the plumbing business first. And so Levi, grew up in the plumbing industry. And so we really wanted to change the game for plumbers. And so for the first, 10 years, that's what we did. And we really made a solid plumbing division. And we were really excited about all the impact and the growth we saw just in the plumbers that we had employed. And so we figured to take over, and we really want to take over the Denver metro area. We needed to offer all three trades. And so it kind of just all the timing came together. We were able to expand into a new building. And so we actually had room for growth, and we were able to, Levi's very good about planning out, your environment and your space. And so when we were able to acquire the Golden Shop out in Denver, we actually had like a building where then we could really branch out to the two other divisions. So timing really worked well with us. But yeah, that was the biggest thing is we love plumbers. We love watching them come in and really build a successful life and career. And so we wanted to be able to do that with all three trades.
Got it. So did you buy companies or did you find people to build the divisions?
Yeah, they were both grown organically. So HVAC was started in April of last year, and they did just under 3 million last year. And electrical was started in August of last year, and they did just under 1 million in just organic growth.
So did these people just fall into your laps, or how did you recruit them, or you two made the decision that said, okay, we're going into HVAC and we're going into electrical. Let's find people.
Well, so one thing that High Five has always been really good at is we've never really had a problem getting people to come to work here. What I mean by that is when we need a hire, we usually find people fairly simply because we do have a good reputation of being a great culture, a fun place to work, a place where you can come and be successful. And so when we started running ads for these other divisions, we just got a kind of a overflow of candidates that we were able to pick and choose who we really wanted and be a little picky to start these divisions to make sure we had the people we wanted.
Cool. And so how did you know to find the right person?
I mean, it really came down to getting outside of our comfort zone was huge, right? Because I know plumbing. That's what I am. I grew up plumbing. I knew plumbing. I was always very comfortable running and building a plumbing company. But to do that, to build an HVAC and electrical company, I had to bring people in who knew more than me, right? I had to bring people in who could build it and had the knowledge to still pour into our people and make them better technicians, make them better people, but still have the technical knowledge. And so, we were able to find a person to start our HVAC division that was had been in the trades for multiple years, had been successful everywhere he went, and he now manages our HVAC division. And then we were able to get one of the person to manage our electrical division. He grew and sold a electrical company just 3 years prior. So we were able to get a lot of people who've been in the industry and already built these divisions out in past jobs.
Yeah, I mean, to grow from 0 to a little over 3 million in a little over a year for HVAC is pretty good. It's actually
Yeah,
really good.
yeah, like I said, the numbers were great. It just kind of is a testament of how good our plumbing division did, right? Because we were able to really lean on our existing customer base to build HVAC and electrical, and we had nothing but a ton of positive responses from our existing customer base because of the high five experience we gave them, right? Our plumbers did such a good job of making the client experience so good with their plumbing that they were willing to just kind of push their other contractors to the side and give us a shot at their electrical and HVAC.
Yeah, that's really good. But it proves the point that if you have a really great customers who trust you and like you and want to do, work with you, offering them something else that they can use in their home proves that it works.
Yeah, for sure. We sell what's called the High Five Club membership. And so we really focus on reaching out to our club members initially. And they were so excited to know that we offer both electrical and HVAC. Because before, part of our membership is we worked with other companies and would refer work to them if, they were like a garage door company or a painter. And so when they found out that we were actually had this in-house, both electrical and HVAC, we had so many people just booking from our club membership that's really what set us off. And they already like and trust us, and they're loyal customers of ours. So it was really nice to just have that already in place. So that way we didn't have to just spend, thousands and thousands of dollars in marketing spend, trying to acquire new clients just for those divisions.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we take a break, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
I mean, the best way that you're going to get the quickest response is probably to go to any of our social media accounts. So it's at High Five Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric on Facebook. It's at High Five Home Fix on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn, TikTok. But yeah, that's usually the best way to get in contact with us, and you can get put in place with the right person that you have any questions for.
Sounds great. We'll be right back. Thanks for listening to Contractor Sense.
Imagine you had total freedom. You didn't have to worry about money. You didn't have to be a slave to your business. The words, "I can't," are eliminated from your vocabulary. What if you could do what you want to do, whenever you want to do it? A financially fit business could give you that freedom. How? By knowing what your financial statements are telling you and taking action based on what they say. You can do this in less than 10 minutes a month at an investment of less than taking your family out to dinner once a month. And if your financial statements are a mess, you can get help. Go to www.financiallyfit.business or click on the QR code below to get started today.
We're back. Thanks for listening to Contractor Sense. I am speaking with Levi and Cassi Torres, who are the owners of High Five Plumbing, HVAC Electrical, and Home Fix It. Did I get that right?
Yeah, so our name is just High Five Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. But like on our social media tags, to shorten it down, we use at High Five Home Fix is what we use for just shorter tags.
Cool. So obviously starting up an HVAC division and electrical division, it's not only finding the person who can run it, but it's finding the people. How did you recruit?
Yeah, so we're really big on social media. So we share a lot on our social media pages just about our day-to-day operations, kind of what our culture is like. And so naturally we get a lot of recruits just from our Instagram and our Facebook pages. So we were able to recruit off of that. And then, it's kind of one of those things when you hire somebody new, they usually have a friend that eventually will want to come work as well once they hear how great your plumbing company is or your HVAC company is. And so we were naturally able to recruit just from once we onboarded a technician, they would naturally bring probably 1 to 2 techs as well down the road over the next, 6 months. So it's kind of those things like when you treat your people well, they talk to all of their other technician friends and eventually they'll want to come work for, a company that's going to treat them right. So we're really big on how we treat our employees, and it's kind of been amazing just how natural it's been to recruit people from that.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got one of my clients, one of their female tech, HVAC, in front of the owner of the company, called one of her buddies and said, "Hey, how's it going? Oh, he's still doing that? Send me your resume and I'm going to give it to so and so. Come work with us." I mean, she literally did that in front of the owner of the company.
Yep.
So, if you're right. If you have a great culture and you take care of your employees, you're going to get the referrals.
Yeah. And then, when they're out and about and they stop by a gas station and they see another company, it's just natural, that conversations get started. And then all of our technicians, they carry around baseball cards. And so it's a big statement when they pass out their business card, because we have really cool business cards that are designed essentially like baseball cards. And so right away we get people calling just because they saw a technician at a gas station and they were given a card. And so it's just one of those things where you want to make sure that you're giving your people the right tools with business cards, so that way when they're out and about they can be sharing those with people that they meet.
Right. And also it helps with your maintenance plan too.
Yes.
Very much so. Those things work really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So when you're making the decision to do this, did you put a budget together? Do you and the two of you just sit down and go, okay, we're going to do this and let's just go for it? Or did you actually, all right, we need a budget, we need to do X, we need to do Y, and we need to do Z, and this is how much cash it's going to take, et cetera? Or did you just kind of throw the spaghetti against the wall and do it?
Well, so like the way we operated our plumbing business was always very much, we never wanted to be reactive. We wanted to be proactive, right? So we always had 3 or 4 box trucks or service trucks sitting in case of a wreck or maintenance or a new hire. So trucks weren't a problem. We always had a lot of trucks kind of ready to go. Um, we actually brought in the person to run the division a month early to build all the processes and procedures, right? Because that's a key part of making sure that you can come out of the gate and have good numbers, is you have to have a lot of processes in place, right? You have to have no gray area. There has to be exactly how things get done. And so we were very cash strong with our plumbing business. So we really kind of looked at it as like, okay, how much more money would we have to spend in marketing, right? Because we knew we'd have to put some money towards generating leads.
Right.
But as far as warehouse and material and stuff goes like that, we tried to get a lot of our materials on consignment, right? So we weren't paying for them right away. We really tried to do as much as we could to keep the cost down, because we knew that we had the customer base to lean on to build the HVAC division. It was mostly those technical things, right? Like, do we have enough trucks? Do we have enough iPads? Do we have enough uniforms? Like things like that we kind of had to alter. But for the most part, the biggest thing was the cash flow for marketing, right? How much do we put to build this new division, right? Like how much inspections and club members can we lean on before we have to start to put some money into generating calls?
Well,
Right.
and honestly, for marketing, it's way more expensive to get leads for HVAC. And so that's where we really try to rely a lot on our customer base, just because we knew that to market for a plumbing lead was like a third of the cost it is for an HVAC lead. So we still did push money towards HVAC leads, but we knew that we had to rely heavily on our customer base. And also when our plumbers were out in homes, to start looking now at HVAC units and the electrical and set up jobs that way. And so we have a lot of jobs that our own team members are setting up for the other trades. so we just really utilized what we could when we didn't want to, spend a ton in marketing.
Yeah, well, think about it this way. You've got a plumber in a house. It's very easy for him to see what condition the heating and air system is without a whole lot of knowledge.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, and likewise, a heating and air guy can go into a house and see the age of a water heater. I mean, that's pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
And they just have to be trained to do it. And it sounds like you've trained them to do that.
Yeah, we train them to do that, and then we give them a spiff, and we incentivize them to set up those leads for us, just because we know the value of, we would rather pay them to set those up instead of paying Google,
Yep.
you
I agree with
$200.
you. I agree with you. So if you were, you've now had, a year or so in both, what would you not do again?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is we did make a couple, like I would say, desperation hires. And what I mean by that is because the division was growing so fast that we lowered our standard a little bit, right, on who we were hiring, to just try to get more bodies. And that never works out, right? Like it's always just best to keep your standards, keep what you expect. Because whenever you start to hire out of desperation, what I mean by that is, like, we saw calls, we were losing calls every day in the HVAC, and so we just would hire somebody who maybe didn't meet all of the things that we had hoped. And so, yeah, I would just be a little bit more strategic with our hiring because of the amount of people we had to choose from.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir here, because if you lower your standards to hire somebody, number one, your customer base is going to be, who is this guy? It's
Right.
not up to the hi-fi standards. Why did you hire them? And you can screw up a customer at that point too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, 100%. And so, we've dialed that in now. And we like our team is now is dialed in. We're excited for this year. We've had a strong start to the year, and so we're really hoping to just continue the amazing growth we had last year into this year.
So, final thoughts. What's next?
So what's next for, I mean, High Five has some pretty big goals, right? We've wanted to be able to offer the High Five experience to other people who wanted to open them in other states. So we do see that in our future as far as expanding nationally, because we do believe we have the processes, the systems, and we have the brand that can go national. So that's something that's on our vision board down the road as well, to be able to hopefully start to allow people in other markets to try to operate a High Five to give those clients a High Five experience.
Sounds great. So, if there are any listeners who want to do that, do they go to your social media site or do they go somewhere else?
Yeah, just reach out to us on social media, and our team will always get you connected to the person that's going to help answer your questions.
Levi and Cassie, thanks for joining me today.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
And thanks to all of you for joining us. Choose one thing that you discovered and implement it in your business. These ideas, tactics, and strategies help you make more money, have more free time, and give back. If you like today's program, spread the word. Please review this podcast on any device you're listening to it on. Help a fellow contractor make more money too. For comments or questions, call me at 770-729-0258 or email ruthking@hvacchannel.tv. Thanks for listening. Have a great and profitable day.